tell you about The Quiet Man. He's John Wayne in a picture you'll soon be cheering. It's the story of Sean Thornton, a right-intended man who came from America to forget his past in Innisfree. There he met a fiery red-headed lass, and the village...
Welcome back once again to Spitball Cinema. I'm Shane.
I'm Scott.
I'm David.
And
Trying to do an Irish
time
accent.
for... Really? That's what that was supposed to be?
Da.
That was
they
the
say
worst.
Da for dad over there, Da.
No, they don't say da.
I think they do.
Yeah, go over
Well,
there.
da, but yeah,
Da.
it's your pa, it's your dad.
Uh.
But it's not your da.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's Quiet Man time, so all the Irish
This
colloquialisms
episode
are coming in hot. So
Yeah.
This episode will just keep quiet.
Boy, he's starting out good, isn't he?
Yeah.
1952.
Awesome movie.
John Ford movie.
I just revisited it because I don't remember watching it way back in the day. But I watched it the other night, and this is one of the best feel-good movies that you can ever see. It's kind of like how I know you guys probably will think I'm weird about this, but like if I'm feeling down, I can watch Napoleon Dynamite and just get into a better mood. This is that kind of a movie. You watch it and
Hold
it puts you in a
on,
better mood.
Dave. Don't be comparing this to Napoleon
No,
Dynamite.
I've said it's a feel-good
Okay.
movie.
Yeah, I mean,
No.
like I can watch Dredd. And,
I mean,
and
I
they
can't
kill all
even
these people,
say
and
that.
I'm in a better mood.
Seriously,
Yeah,
you
but
know,
I can't
they're
even.
scumbags.
I can't even put The Quiet Man and Napoleon Dynamite in the same sentence. It just jacks with me. Okay.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
like that's like when you sent the text like out of the blue, and Dave's like sending a text. He's like, "It's the ET movie."
I
And
know.
we're like,
I'm like, what? What are you
What
talking
do you mean
about?
ET movie? What do you? Yeah, yeah. You like sent
Yeah.
a question mark. I sent 2 question marks. And
Yeah.
he's like, well, the scene where he kisses her. That's like the scene that
I-
they play in the background of
I was
ET.
like-
And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's true.
I've never
I
heard
never
it.
thought of it that way.
I've never heard of the, called the ET movie.
well, I
know.
mean, well, so let's
It
say
shows how classic,
that's true.
classic film.
Hey,
you know?
tell everyone why we're doing the quiet.
Well, good God, St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah,
coming
St.
up,
Patrick's
you know?
Day.
Yeah.
Hey, we're not. That's Italian, Dave.
I was gonna say.
I mean, what the fuck?
Hey, he's getting closer. At least the country begins with an I.
I lost my hand.
I don't know
lost
what
my
the-
pride. John Wayne.
I was like, what? I mean,
no,
yeah.
I was like, I saw that infamous scene where Elliot E.T.'s watching The Quiet Man on TV at home, and this is when he was controlling Elliot's mind, and so
He was drunk.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
The frogs all were being let out, and he does the same thing that John Wayne did to Maureen.
Grabs a little girl in his classroom, does
Yeah.
a little spin,
Yeah.
and
The chick from
Lays
Under
one on her.
Siege.
Is that Erica Laniak?
Yeah.
Get out of here!
Yeah,
That's
the
awesome.
girl from ET.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
okay, they're both still too young because I ain't gonna think about that. That's
Yeah,
weird.
we'll talk about
Yeah.
Under Siege later.
But but no, Quiet Man. Yeah, that's one of those. That is one of those movies that I have a tendency to watch just at least once a year in the
Mhm.
month of March. Just it's a must watch.
It really
Well,
is.
it's got a special place in my heart because when I was growing up, I mean, every St. Patrick's Day, my Aunt Phyllis was cooking, was it corned beef and
Corned beef and
cabbage,
Oh yeah.
and we watched The Quiet Man every year, and I loved it, and I would always be I'd come in and I'd say, "God bless all in this house," and then she would go, "What's your funny news?" Yeah. I mean, I grew up with that. I grew up with that, man.
Love it.
So I mean, it was a very special movie for me
Absolutely.
growing up, and I've watched it. I don't know how many times in my life. I love the movie.
Yeah, for me, I actually don't remember the first time I watched it. I know I was probably in my 20s, and it was
really?
one of those things. Yeah, for me, like John Wayne was always westerns and war movies, and westerns.
That's right.
And then you'd always see The Quiet Man kind of pop up, and nobody really cared in my family to watch it, on St. Patrick's Day. And I just remember I had a St. Patrick's Day where I was just like, hey,
watch it?
I'm up here at school. I was in college. And so I was just like, shoot, I'm going to watch this. Why not? Loved it. In fact, it was Turner Classic Movies.
Oh
Turner
yeah.
Classic Movies had the cable channel. And so that's
Yeah.
where I watched it the very first time, was up at college. doing that. So I would have been about 20, 19 or 20.
And what's
Wow.
cool
It
about
was
you,
fun.
what's cool about you watching it that way is that don't they give like history of the movie like in before the commercials or something
Yeah,
like that?
they would always come in. They'd always have like a little pause, and then the little narrator would come on and talk about stuff,
Mm-hmm.
And well, that's like when, because that was the one thing that always stuck with me was the fact that the movie itself had such a long runtime, and the studios came back and they told Ford, "Hey, you got to trim this movie back," and he was like,
Dude, I
"Yeah,
hadn't even
okay,
thought about that.
yeah." They were like, he was like, "Okay," so he did a test run of the film, and then right at the point where they wanted the cut, he cut it, and it was right when he was getting ready to march her Maureen O'Hara all the way back to her brother, and the movie ended, and they're like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, what happened?" He goes, "That's it. That's where you said it ends." And they were like, "Well, we want to see the rest of it." And he's just like,
Is that because they
"Yeah,
loved it back when they
yeah."
actually watched it?
Yeah, because all the bigwigs came in and sat down and they're watching this movie, and then they're like, "Wait, you can't end
Well,
it there." And
you
he's
don't
like, "Well, you
you don't
can't cut anything before it either." So, and he won.
yeah
That's how
you
he.
don't second guess John Ford on his
No,
movies.
you really
He'll
shouldn't.
make you pay, and because he won't forget. He
So I
probably
mean,
jacked with those guys for years after that.
I'd be
Yeah,
surprised.
yeah.
so was there just not that many movies out at that time that ran over?
Yeah, it's always like
Because Gone
always.
with the Wind was like 3 hours, right, or something.
Yeah, and it had an intermission. Um,
Oh, the intermission. My gosh,
And
I forgot
so,
about that.
you always had like this certain runtime that was kind of like the sweet spot,
Gotcha.
that you were looking for. And they were just like, nah, this running time, the runtime's too long, too long, too long. And, Ford just like, nope, I'm not having this. So yeah,
Yeah.
he stuck to his guns and he won,
That's
and
awesome.
so
Thank
you
God.
get this great, really characterful movie.
You
Um,
give a crap about the people more by showing them more before all the
oh yeah.
big parts of the movie.
Hmm.
But the what I like about it is the humor in there is so subtle sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just little
Kind of
quips
like
and
a
things and
Charles Grodin and kind of
What?
yeah.
yeah. Well, it's like you were saying, like when you walk in the door, it's like, "Oh, bless everybody in this house." Like,
Yeah.
wipe your muddy boots.
Yeah.
He just had this look on his face, like, "I'm sorry."
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Marm. And he's like, he
Yes,
like wiping
yes,
his
ma'am.
feet. He's like,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, Ford, he picked these characters out, even these little side characters, and they all had character faces. You
oh
know what I
yeah.
mean?
"Oh yeah."
They all had this special look that he liked, and he knew how to promote that. It was such a like even the character actors that he chose to hire was spot on. You
Oh,
know,
definitely.
and this was his big tribute to where he was from, because Ford's from Ireland, and so this was his uh, tribute to Ireland. You know,
Mhm.
and the only reason they he had this, I think he had this for like 4 or 5 years before he
Yeah.
could get it financed, and he was having trouble getting financed because nobody thought it would
Make
do
money.
Make any
well
money?
until he approached Republic Pictures, and I think Herbert Yates said, "We'll give you the money, but this picture is not going to make any money, so you have to do a western for us
Oh, really?
first." And so with John Wayne and Maureen O'Hara, and so they made Rio Grande in 1950, and that's that. But make this western for us because we'll make money on that. We'll give this for you for your little tribute,
Oh, that's kind
and
of
then
cool.
and then
Yeah,
it
that's cool. And
then
then it made
it
money.
then it
So,
ended up making more money than any of the films that Republic had at that time. It just skyrocketed, you know.
well,
Wow.
yeah, the cinematography is beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Even
Yeah,
the stage sets,
yeah, we're
they were
good.
solid.
Yeah,
They were solid,
They
especially for the
got,
time.
dude, you're right. They got some good shots of the Green Mountains and the
Oh yeah,
waterfalls or whatever. I mean, it's just a.
the
I mean,
shoreline or the lakes or the rivers.
Scott's got the four. They got a 4K mastered Blu-ray. Um, of it, and it just pops out on your TV.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
It
yeah.
is so cool. I mean, even the water looks just
yeah. Well,
crystal clear. And
it's still funding tourism in Ireland to this
That's
oh
day.
in
yeah,
Kong.
definitely.
Yeah.
Kong, Ireland is where it was filmed. And matter of fact, when Shelby went over to Ireland, I could not get her to go to Kong. I said, Shelby,
Go take a
it is
picture.
your duty as an Erskine to go to. You're the first Erskine to go back to the homeland in centuries.
Hmm.
Or was it? And but
She went to the
she,
Guinness Brewery, right?
I don't know if she made it to that or not. I'm not sure,
Yeah.
We'll
but
have to go
but
sometime.
she loves Ireland. I think she's going to go back.
Yeah. Well, I
She
think,
loves it.
if I'm not mistaken, I thought that they filmed it in a couple different locations
They
around
did.
the Ring of Kerry. So there's like multiple little stops. So you can still to this day go and do the Quiet Man tour and
That's
drive around the Ring of Kerry and go to all the different locations and
I would
things.
definitely go
but
for that.
Yeah.
Kong is where they've got a statue
Oh,
of
is that where the
Oh,
that
statue
with John Wayne
John Wayne and Marino Hair?
Marino Hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was most. That's where the
Morons.
they had this big controversy. They were trying the um, cottage, Whitemorn. Yeah,
Yeah.
Whitemorn. Um, they still have resemblance of it there, but it's falling apart. And they have this big campaign restore the Quiet Man Cottage, but the guy who owns it wouldn't let him do anything to it or something. And then over the years, people coming to visit would take a rock here, take a rock
Yeah,
there,
oh
that's what
no.
happens.
you know.
That's how you don't have a cottage no more
And
right
I
there.
don't know if I haven't.
Should have
Uh,
just sold pieces of it and had a little cottage industry.
mhm. I don't know.
I like
I
that.
haven't
Yeah.
heard lately if it's still,
Do you think they have a
you know.
photo?
I don't know.
Maybe someone's gotta have a
It's a
photo.
shame they couldn't get somebody to go, some big, film company or something to go and redo that whole thing. Just pay the guy enough.
Yeah. Well, around here it would have been nailed as a landmark and then,
Hmm.
Oh yeah,
and then
Yeah,
funding.
historical.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because they did that with the Rocky statue, right?
I think so.
Philadelphia.
I think so.
Mm.
Because they took it down and then put it back.
Mm.
You
Yeah.
know.
But I don't know, Quiet Man just such a good movie. Beautiful locations and the casting, like you said, was just like
Hmm.
It was perfect.
excellent. Yeah.
Well, and it's a very much a family affair in this because Maureen O'Hara's brother plays the young priest with Ward
The
Bond.
one that could play the piano, right?
Uh,
The boxer or the
Not the boxer. The boxer was
Oh
the
no,
Protestant.
yeah, yeah, no, the young priest,
The
the
young,
one that races in the
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Father Paul.
Father Paul.
Father
Yep,
Paul.
that's Maureen O'Hara's brother.
Okay,
And
good looking
then
guy.
the Protestant minister, the one
Hmm.
that knows about Thornton's secret,
Right.
that's Barry Fitzgerald's brother. And
Nice.
the old man that's dying and he gets up at the when he hears
Oh, with the beard, yeah.
that's John Ford's brother.
He's right. There you
Now,
go.
you said something interesting
Hey, what a
about
great way to have a vacation
Yeah, with
with
all
your
your family and
and
friends.
then get paid while you're there.
Yeah.
That's smart.
you
But
told
see,
me something cool about his brother. What was that?
oh, he was his brother was actually a silent film actor,
Oh,
pretty famous.
wow.
And but when talkies came and stuff, it didn't.
Doesn't always translate.
But
Yeah.
so he just, John Ford actually worked for him at one point during
Wow.
how he got his start in the silent movies and stuff, and then the roles kind of he reversed. He became this
That's awesome.
big director and
Yeah,
stuff.
that is awesome. It kind of explains it because like when he jumps out of bed, but anytime you saw him on screen, he was always doing these big motions with his arms
Yeah,
and stuff, which is,
yeah,
very much silent film,
yeah, very much.
style of acting. So that's really
Yeah.
kind of cool.
Yeah,
I
he,
didn't know
he
about
was
that.
And it
his
worked.
name was
Oh yeah.
Francis Ford was his
Oh
name.
wow.
And Festus from Gunsmoke.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Well, when they come into the bar and they hear that guy play, there was a young colonial boy. That's
Yeah.
Festus. He was a big singer.
Oh,
Yeah,
darn.
he sang with the
Yeah.
Sons of the Pioneer. He was a famous for his singing.
I didn't know
You know,
that.
yeah.
Huh.
All right.
Yeah. And also in the Searchers later on, he sings in it a little
Oh
bit
yeah.
too. So yeah, so John Ford and he was married to John Ford's daughter for a while.
Get out of here,
Yeah.
really?
Hmm. Yeah.
Well, wasn't a lot of the kids that John Wayne had? Wasn't
Oh
he?
yeah, John Wayne's if you notice in the horse racing scene, there's kind of a taller kid with like
Excuse me.
like a beanie with the thing on top.
Yeah.
Not a beanie,
A
but
bonnet.
yeah, bonnet with
Yeah.
the thing. That's
Well,
it's not a bonnet. It's a what do they call it?
it's a Scottish bonnet. It's
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, that's John Wayne's oldest son, Michael, who ended up becoming the president of Batjack Productions later on,
Oh, wow.
running John Wayne's production company for him later. And then beside Maureen O'Hara,
Well, yeah, he was one of the people in actual Irish kilts because the Irish didn't wear kilts until like 1903, and when they
oh,
did, they were solid. So when you see the bagpipe players,
uh-huh.
and then you saw the one particular kid, and there was like one other kid, and they both had like the green sweaters, but they had a solid blue.
Well, that was Patrick Wayne was the other
Yeah.
one. Mhm.
So they had a solid blue kilt. A solid blue kilt represents St. Patrick because St. Patrick's color is
Oh,
blue.
really?
Huh,
Yeah.
Cool.
So when they started, and really what it was, they were just trying to distinguish themselves from the English, and they're like, oh, well, we need our own national dress. Well, the national dress is called a lean. It's like this big robe thing, you know. So it's like that doesn't
Mm.
work. So they borrowed kilts from the Scottish, but they didn't want to do the tartans. So they just
Oh,
did solid colors. So you had saffron, which is the color of kings, green for Ireland, and then St. Patrick, which was blue. So all those solid blue kilts would have been worn by kids in private schools.
really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then the
Interesting.
saffron ones are the ones worn by the military. But yeah, there you go. There's
And,
your
and
kilt
the young
knowledge for
girl,
the day.
the young girl sitting by Maureen O'Hara was John Wayne's daughter. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
So he had all of his kids over there. Wouldn't that be something that you're over there watching your dad make this movie? Make
Yeah.
this great movie, and then of course Patrick Wayne just 4 years later has a part in The Searchers. He's like
Right.
17 or something like
Mhm.
that.
Wow.
You know, so I mean, John Ford kind of latched on to these guys that he felt they called them the John Ford players.
Oh, really?
And it was a certain group that he always worked with. Like you got uh, Maureen O'Hara. He loved Maureen O'Hara,
Yeah.
John Wayne, Ward Bond, Victor McLaughlin.
Yeah.
You know, these guys are the core, some of the core people.
Well, it's like today with like Seth Rogen and Franco and
Hey,
all them.
Dave, don't
Yeah, but these are actually
And
people with
then
talent, Dave.
listen. Yeah, don't be bringing up the Napoleon Dynamite, Seth Rogen when you're talking about
Smokey and
John
the
Wayne.
Bandit, you got
You know,
Burt
no,
Reynolds. Paul
no,
Thomas
no,
Anderson, you got
no. You can't even compare that
John
to this. I mean, what in the hell
Marky
are you
Mark,
doing?
John C. Riley.
I mean, my God.
I mean, he used all the same people in
I
Magnolia.
swear I'm gonna have to have you watch some more classic
Yeah,
movies.
I'm gonna let you guys just have at it. I'm just gonna sit here thinking about Maureen O'Hara. So,
Oh man.
See you.
Did you ever see when they had a tribute to her and Liam Neeson was on there
Yeah.
and they were talking about her? Did you ever see that?
no.
He They had this tribute to her and Clint Eastwood and all these and when Liam Neeson's on there and he was talking about her and he goes, "Oh yeah." Everybody just busted out laughing. Here she is, like almost in her 90s, and he's like almost getting excited and thinking
Was it
about
like
her.
a tribute to her? or
Yeah, they had a tribute to her.
something? She was there?
Yeah, she was there. Yeah, yeah, and he's like, "Oh yeah."
Did you look at her and go, I could just my
Dude.
second skills?
I'll tell you what, I was, because I rewatched the movie again, of course, as we're going into this, so I'm watching a little earlier than I normally would. But the one part, and it gets me every time, and he does it twice, when little Micheline Flynn is doing the matchmaking, right?
Mhm.
And so he's drunk the whole time he's doing it.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And so every time he addresses Maureen O'Hara's character, he's like, Mary Kate Danaher, spinster. And
Yeah.
she gives him
Him
the
nastiest
nastiest
look.
look every
God.
time he says spinster.
Dude,
Just
I tell you
lose
what,
it.
the looks, her facial expressions in this movie are just outstanding.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, that part when they're in the little buggy thing and they get in the town and she's trying to get him to go ask for the money, and he won't do it, and she picks up that whip and just looks at it like she's gonna just whack him one.
Yeah,
And
I
then
got that look the other day.
yeah, and she just stops. She stops and then and that little buggy, she owned that for years after the film. and you know,
that's got
The one he buys for
you
her?
know where it is. Yeah, you know where it is now. She donated it to the John Wayne Museum up in Iowa. It's up there on display right now. She said
How cool is that?
she wanted them to have that before she passed away and stuff, so that it would always be preserved up there. And that
Dude.
buggy is up on display at the
See,
John Wayne
that's worth
Museum.
going and seeing. I'd go and
Yeah,
do that.
I was just
That's a
up
lot
there
of fun.
not too long ago, and it's that museum. If you get a chance to go see that, it's great.
Yeah, it's worth it.
It's wonderful in Winterset, Iowa.
Mm.
Yeah, it's only a couple hours away.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. I'm from Kansas City. It's pretty close. And then,
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, and that's really about it for Winterset. Outside of that,
yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Other than maybe the bridges of Madison County, they're
oh,
around there too.
there's some covered bridges, but yeah,
Yeah,
you gotta
Gotcha.
catch them. You gotta catch them the right time of year, or else
yeah.
it's just really not even worth it. Even.
And I've been up there many times, and I've never seen Clint Eastwood around those bridges.
Sons
You
of
know.
bitches.
but
Oh well.
but anyway, yeah. So this movie with the music and the look, you just get it just pulls me in every time, and it's like you say, it does make you feel good, especially the end shots when they got the close ups and they're playing the music. You know, everybody's standing there, and they all are just looking in the camera. These just little short shots
Oh yeah,
Oh
of the
yeah.
groups of people.
I love
it's
that.
like the players.
Yeah,
You
it's
know, and
the
it like
players.
shows
Yeah.
everybody.
And,
You
I wish
know,
they
their
do that in
roles.
and
more
it's just
movies.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just you know, I mean, how many
It's like
movies?
taking a bow at the end of it.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
It's so
exactly
cool.
what it
I
is.
love it.
It's like you've just put on a play and you're taking a curtain call. You're doing a bow. That's exactly right, Jan.
yeah,
That's a good.
It's
yeah.
that's
Yeah,
awesome.
It's fun and interesting when movies do that. You know,
yeah.
it's not something you see anymore, and it's too bad
Well, and
because it's a way of recognizing the people that
there's
do.
no hidden messages. There's nothing like that. It's just a fun, good movie
Funny. I
and
mean,
funny
Oh
movie.
yeah, very to this day, just absolutely
it just
hilarious.
puts you in a good mood. It really does.
And,
Yeah.
and if you noticed, and I was talking to Dave about this earlier, at the very end shot when it shows John Wayne and Maureen O'Hara waving,
Oh yeah.
and then he they put their hands down, and she leans over and she whispers something in John Wayne's ear, and you'll see him go back, and the reaction on his face like that, he gives her this weird look. Well,
And, and then
John
they run
Ford,
into the house.
yeah, and then they run into the house. Well, John Ford went up to Maureen O'Hara and he said, "Hey, listen, I want you to say this to Duke when we're filming this." And she said, it's something dirty, you know." And she said, "I can't say that to Duke." You know, I don't want to do it. And he said, "No, trust me,
Yeah.
I want you to do it." And he wanted to get that reaction from John Wayne, and you'll see him. He just like kind of
It's
steps.
yeah,
Genuine.
it is.
It's a
Yeah,
genuine reaction,
he's a little shocked looking. You know, he's
and
like, whoa.
people had interviewed her for
Yeah,
years
she
to her,
won't say
and
it.
she would never say. John Wayne, John Ford, and her were the only ones that knew what she said to them, and they all took it to their graves.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Isn't that great?
That is so
I've
cool.
tried to slow it down to see if I could read her lips.
Well, she kind of put
Yeah,
her hand over her mouth.
yeah,
And just,
and
no
she,
way.
Oh, she did.
but
Yeah.
John Wayne's reaction to that was just spot on, and you could tell they had a very good chemistry, that they liked each
Oh,
other
yeah.
a lot. You know, they
Oh,
were
yeah.
close friends.
Yeah.
They'd already worked together. They're very comfortable around each other.
Yeah.
And then this movie is just hilarious. Well, you were talking, just some of the humorous stuff. It's like, for me, I'll never forget when he's like dragging her along, and the whole town's like,
Mhm.
"Oh, yeah, fight,
Yeah,
fight,
they're
fight,"
all like-
Yeah,
and the one lady's like, "Here's a good stick to beat the devil with,"
Yeah.
and I just lost it.
Well-
and he's just like, "Thanks," and he jerks it with it,
Yeah,
like,
the
most
whole-
of the way.
What's funny about that dragging scene where and she kind of takes a swing at him and stuff, and he kicks her in the butt and stuff. Well, John Ford, they were getting ready to do that scene, and John Ford hadn't given them any direction or stuff, so they were on break, and so him and Maureen O'Hara went out and they choreographed with each other, say, "Hey, this is what we'll do," and so they practiced this and figured out what they're going to do. John Ford, when he's filming it, when he says cut, he said, "See, that's what happens when you do spontaneous stuff." And they were so mad. They were so mad because they, you know,
They'd actually play it.
yeah. And she said when they were also on break, John Wayne and her were out in, I think they were driving in a car or something. And he said, "Hey, pull over, pull over." They pull over these people's house just randomly, right? Just pulled over. He said, "I want a drink." So he went up there and knocked on the door. They opened up and he said, "Hey, you got any beer in here?" And they went in and she said, "I'll never forget the look on this couple's face when we showed up at their door wanting and Big Duke's wanting to drink want some beer and they gave him some beer and stuff and she said they must have thought we were crazy people from America, you know." She said it was so funny, but she said that's the way
Just
he
give 'em the
was.
beer
Or
immediately.
maybe they were just in awe of like
Yeah,
that's John Wayne.
they-
They'd not have known who he was.
They said
you know, it's
no,
like,
I think they did.
yeah.
You know,
That's probably why
you
they
know,
let him in.
I think they were just shocked that she said, but Duke he would do stuff like because he never knew a stranger. She said
Wow,
he
that's
never
great.
he would do it always do
That's
stuff like that.
great.
Hmm.
And it was in the whole boxing thing was a
Yeah.
cool
Very one of the best long boxing
and
type of
Well, yeah.
stretch
Are
out.
you talking about the flashback boxing scene?
No,
or
Yeah.
are
no,
you
no,
talking
no.
about the
I'm
the
not
actual fight at the end?
I'm not
with
talking about the
brothers?
fight. I'm talking about the flashback.
Yeah,
Yeah,
flashback.
that was kind of an interesting take to this. A backstory to Sean Thornton and why he didn't want to fight.
Yeah.
What Will Danaher, why he was so reluctant to get in another fist fight because he had
Yeah.
retired
Money.
over money.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
money was also kind
yeah,
of the double edged sword there.
yeah. She wanted her dowry. That was hers, her mother's, and all that. So she wanted that money, but it really wasn't about the money. She just wanted him to stand up to her
Stick up
brother.
for it,
Yeah.
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 Because once they go and confront him and he gives them the money, they take what do? They take it right to the fire thing and throw it in the fire.
Yeah.
And so and then the fight's on,
Honestly, if I gave somebody some money and they just threw the fire, I'd want to hit them.
yeah.
I mean, like, really, if that's what you were going to do, you could have just let me keep it.
But I love how she was just like bitching at him the whole way, and he's dragging her through the fields and stuff. And she said, by the way, there was sheep dung all along those fields, so he's dragging her through all this stuff.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he drags her.
Yeah. Oh
They-
yeah.
There was no
Yeah.
skateboard on her.
There's no.
Yeah.
Poor gal.
Yeah. And
She had to be bruised up.
oh yeah.
you know,
Well,
the whole
it's funny
thing.
you say that because the famous scene where he pulls her in from when she's cleaning up White morning, and he comes in there and the famous
The
the ET scene that
Yes.
according to Dave.
Thank you.
Well, when she goes to slap him and he puts up his hand and blocks, she broke her wrist.
Oh,
She and he said, but she kept filming, and as soon as they cut, John Wayne knew that she had hurt herself, and he went over to her and they got her to the hospital and stuff. But in true to nature to this character, when she goes to, he just puts up his hand and blocks it, but her wrist went broke her wrist.
Dude, she was really gonna like.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. She's that fiery redhead. Yeah.
Yeah, well, all the characters were just great. Like her brother, what's the actor's name? That plays her brother.
Charles B. Fitzsimmons, which
Yeah.
is Maureen O'Hara's real last name.
Wow.
Oh, Fitzsimmons.
Yeah, Fitzsimmons.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
If he was,
but I
awesome.
mean, he does a great job.
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
You want to
kind
hate
of-
him?
Yeah, because he's like the town bully.
Bully, yeah.
But at the same time, he's
Who-
so kind of pathetic.
Wait a
that-
minute. Are you talking about the priest?
No.
Oh,
Why
you're
would you
talking-
talk
no,
about
no.
the
Oh, I'm
priest? We're
sorry.
talking about
I gave you the
Her
wrong name.
characters.
Yeah.
You said Maureen O'Hara's brother.
Well, in the movie,
in the movie,
not in real life.
not in real life.
No, this is.
Nobody cares about that guy.
Oh, okay. When you said her brother, I was thinking of the priest. I'm sorry.
No,
No, you're talking about Victor McLaughlin.
Yes.
Yeah,
thank
Victor
you.
McLaughlin.
Now that name sounds
Yeah.
more accurate. Yeah. No, Victor McLaughlin was he was great
Yeah.
because he was just such a jerk.
Oh, yeah.
He was a jerk.
Yeah.
He was the town bully, but he
Mhm.
was also just kind of a simpleton.
Uh-huh.
And so
And he was funny. He was kind of funny.
he was actually
He was when he would laugh, he had this infectious laugh.
Yeah.
This old, And in real life, I think he was a gentle giant. They said,
Yeah,
he was very,
yeah, he's-
very.
Oh,
I've
that's so
always heard
cool.
that.
And see,
But you can tell, like the way that his characters written and Mary Kay Danaher
mhm.
were written, you can just tell they were siblings.
Oh yeah.
That was the thing.
Right.
It's like you could just tell the way they fought with each other is how they
Oh yeah,
kind of talk to everybody else, which is probably why she was a spinster because everyone's like, "Rrr," you know? But
Yeah.
I do like the fact that they never really like tried. Like it's like when you get an actress for a role and they're like way out of age for it. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right,
So they didn't pretend like she was 20 or 19 or
right.
18. She's older, single gal in this little town, and they played it age appropriate, and they made light of it, and
Yeah.
but it was just fun. But the
Well,
characters are just written so well.
well, John Wayne and Marino O'Hara, it was taking Ford so long to get this off the ground. They said that they were going to be too old if he didn't hurry up and get this, you know.
I like that part in the big fight at the end where the townspeople stop him and go, "Hey, let's have a beer."
Yeah, they
Yeah,
stop for a beer break.
And then
yeah.
they get into a fight about who's going to pay for the beer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
porter. It's like they get the porter and they're like drinking. It's like I'm not taking your money.
Yeah.
They start arguing.
They're like, the beers are on the house.
See, Victor McLaughlin was in John Ford's first Oscar-winning movie they called The Informer. He won an Oscar for it. John Ford and Victor McLaughlin won for it. John Ford has won 4 Oscars,
Wow.
more than any other director. For
God.
The Informer, How Green Was My Valley, The Quiet Man, and The Grapes of Wrath.
Grapes of
Mhm.
Wrath. Yeah.
He won 4 Oscars for that.
I'm on
And then
maybe.
he had some awards for World War II footage too, because he was in the Navy during World War II. They went and he filmed a lot of documentaries of like the actual battles, Midway and stuff like that.
Oh,
Yeah, and
Yeah.
actually, because I was just double checking to make sure it was him. But yeah, he was in the movie Gunga Din
Yes,
from back in
Victor McLaughlin.
1939.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
because he was
was.
one of the 3 main soldiers from Gunga Din.
Yeah,
And then he was in What Price Glory also, which was big World War One film. So he was in 2 different films that were set right around World War One
right.
that were like really, really famous.
He made one with Shirley Temple. It was I think a war picture too, and he ends up getting killed. And I'm telling you what,
Oh, Wee Willie Winky.
yeah. And she comes out and starts crying, Shirley Temple. I mean,
Yeah.
it's your heart just,
Melt.
yeah, goes down.
Well, Shirley Temple's just too damn cute.
Yeah, and she just starts crying because he died. And I was like, oh, and sadly enough, um, this movie was made in 1952, and Victor McLaughlin died in 1959 at the age of 70. And then a year later, Ward Bond died, who played the priest.
Dang.
And Ward Bond was John Wayne's best friend.
Wow.
He was his best friend, and John Wayne was one of the pallbearers at his funeral and stuff.
Oh man.
Yeah, they had went to school together and in college and all that stuff, and
That guy
it
is
kind of
cool,
came
man.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tell you what, Ward Bond was in a lot of stuff. I mean, he was in Gone with the Wind. He was in Rio Bravo, all kinds of different movies. Young Mr. Lincoln,
Mhm.
um, and then of course he did the Wagon Train. He was the first wagon master on Wagon Train,
Huh.
and he ended up dying while they were making that series
Oh
and
man.
stuff. So
Yeah, there's just some great actors, great pedigrees, I guess, to a lot of the people that were in this film. But yeah, just the colors, the cinematography. I think it won an Academy Award for best cinematography.
I hope
I
it
think
If I'm not
it did.
mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah. But just such a good movie, a big classic. I know there's some people in Ireland that get a little annoyed with it because they're just like, oh,
But you know how much
You know,
money
but
this
it's,
movie has brought to Ireland for people
oh,
all over the
yeah.
world coming there because they want, and probably especially Kong. They want to go see where The Quiet Man was filmed.
Oh yeah.
I think it isn't that by Ashford Castle too. I think.
Oh,
I
that
think
I'm not sure.
I think that's
Yeah. But it's just like any other tourist trap. When you're the local living there, you're just not
You're-
you're just not appreciative of
yeah.
the people coming in and just thinking that you're a buck.
I'd become a vendor.
Yeah, I would too. I'd be
Oh,
like,
John
that's
Wayne's.
funny.
I was trying to think what his daughter's name was. Tony Wayne was the one that was in.
Oh wow.
Tony Wayne, Patrick Wayne, and Michael Wayne, and Melinda Wayne were all in. So he had 4 of his kids
That's
in
awesome.
this thing.
All tax write-offs. Do you think you had to pay 'em all?
Yeah. I bet you John Ford spoiled them like crazy.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
But yeah.
yeah, Quiet Man. Just what are those?
And
like-
Barry Fitzgerald, we got to talk about him, man. I mean,
don't.
we don't? Okay. Okay.
I just saying.
Yeah. Okay, forget him. Well, the scene when they're in there and they're they're
Sleeping
they're
bag.
they're singing and stuff, and they're drinking beer and stuff. If you go back and watch the movie, you'll notice the bartender is putting out beers and he's sliding them
Oh,
over, and Barry Fitzgerald's
little Micheline
yeah,
Flynn.
take it, and he's drinking, and John Wayne goes to grab a beer, and it's empty, and he looks over, and so the guy, bartender slims some more, so he's handing beer, and he goes to grab a beer, and Barry Fitzgerald takes the beer and drinks it down again, and John Wayne just
He
keeps
never gets one.
he keeps looking at him like, "What in the hell? Where are you putting all this, you little guy?" You know?
Little piggy.
Yeah, look. And the look on his face is kind of legitimate too, just like at the end of the
Yeah.
movie. He just looks down like, and Barry Fitzgerald just sitting there. You could tell he's just crocked.
Oh yeah. Well,
You know?
his character is he's kind of like the Jiminy Cricket
Yeah,
of the Quiet Man.
that's a
Is
good.
about the best way to put it.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
kind of narrates a little.
Hmm.
He's always
Well, the narration
there.
was the priest.
Well, the narration's the priest, but he's always there, kind of tagging along.
He's
He's
kind of
your
guiding stuff around, like when
yeah,
John Wayne first gets off the train.
yeah.
You,
He's
you know,
there, picks him up.
yeah.
I like it
He's
when
there
he
for the
I like it when he was talking about the crazy lady on the bike. He's like, she better slow down or she's gonna crash into a bunch of people.
Ward Bond, Ward
Ward Bond.
Bond. Yeah.
Yeah, he was great. And she's just like, oh, when Marina O'Hara is like confessing, doing the
Oh,
confession,
in
and she
Gaelic.
in
Yeah.
Gaelic, and she's like, he's like, whatever. She's like, sleeping bag, father, and he's like,
Woman, Ireland may be a poor country, but a man sleeps in his own bed. And then that fish, he's been trying to catch that fish. That was hilarious.
Such
Yeah.
a good scene.
That her speaking in Gaelic, like that was a cool,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Irish, I thought that was a cool scene.
Yeah.
And cool that John Ford put that in there.
Oh yeah, nah, but it's just there's so many just great scenes, great characters. Yeah, just a classic film.
Yeah, it's perfect for St. Patty's Day.
I don't know what else you guys watch on St. Patrick's Day.
Uh,
Do you have any other go-tos?
Fugitive?
Fugitive, really? That's what did you do for St.
Well, I
Patrick's
mean,
Day?
it's got the
You know
St.
what,
Patty's
Dave?
Day.
Dave,
Yeah.
don't try to lead it into
It's
this.
foreshadowing, Scott. That's what it's called.
Is that what he's doing?
Foreshadowing. Yes.
Well, we used to watch Darby O'Gill and the Little People.
Ah, there you go. Yeah, Darby O'Gill and Little
Mhm.
People.
Yeah.
I'd always watch The Matchmaker, the old Janine Garofalo
Oh, really?
film. Yeah, and then the
Is that old?
the Irish fellow who played the crazy Irish guy in Braveheart. He
Oh,
was
yeah.
like the love interest.
Oh, really?
Great movie. Yeah, absolutely hilarious. Yeah, that one's excellent. And then of course, like Boondock Saints.
Oh,
something
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Maybe Leprechaun, something like that.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of movies set around St. Patrick's Day. So
Not-
when you get one, it's
Mhm.
always kind of fun. And when you get one that's a classic, like
It's just like
The Quiet Man,
like
it's
Dave.
just hard to
It's
pass up.
usually they have, like Dave was saying, the fugitive. There's parts of it in the movie. It's not really centered around the whole
Right.
movie. Like Darby O'Gill. Well, it's not really.
It's just an Irish
It's just an
movie.
Irish
You watch
movie.
Patriot Games.
What's that one movie that Gabriel Byrne did? Was it Miller's Crossing? Wasn't that set in Ireland? Maybe not.
No, I
No.
think they were just an Irish gang.
They were just an Irish gang.
gang,
Okay.
Which is a
Yeah.
good movie.
Yeah.
And if we're going to talk Irish gangs, then we'll get over to I can't think of the
State
name
of
of it.
the one with Gary
Road
Oldman and
Road to Perdition.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Which
forgot
is
about
Yeah,
that.
we'll have to do that.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah.
Anyway.
St. Patrick's Day. Yeah. Quiet Man.
Yeah.
It's weird because we're not really talking about the story, but I think it's just because it's so old. It's just the movie's really more about, like you said, it's kind of the vibe.
Mhm.
Mhm.
It's like all that nostalgia, all that humor, and just really for the most part, people just being people and being nice to each other.
Man, yeah.
You get
And
the
when-
little rivalries, but no one ever gets
That
too
one
crazy
scene where he first sees her walking across the field
with the sheep.
with the sheep, as she's walking across the field, and that Technicolor man,
Oh,
her red hair and that blue and was it red, blue, red? It
Yeah,
just
red with the white
white,
apron,
and then he has that shot where she stops and she kind of turns to look at John. It's just fabulous, man. You're just like, oh man, she's breathtaking. And even John Wayne says he gets back on that little cart that he's riding with Michelini, and he says, hey, is that real? She can't be, you know. And then remember when he meets her at the church and they go out in the holy waters out there and he dips his hand and
He
she
scoops it up,
and then
yeah.
Micheline says, "Ooh," he says, "a bold, sinful man you are, Sean." And Mary Kate down at her, just putting her patty finger in there just as well as she pleases. You know, it just is so funny. You know, because he kind of gives people hell all through the movie. All through the movie, you know, he lets them have it.
Critical sometimes, you know, and he's like, "Oh, no, Sean, you can't," you know, like when the brother is basically like, "Nope, you can't court my sister,
Hmm.
done," you know,
Right?
and you know, Mary Kate's like, "Damn," you know, she's heartbroken, she runs off,
Yeah,
and he's just like, What the hell does that matter?" You know,
yeah.
and he's just
We're
like,
gonna.
"Oh, no, that's not how this
This is
works,"
not
you know,
America, Sean.
yeah, it's
You
not how
know.
this works, you know. So he's just like Jiminy Cricket fellow, you know.
Yeah.
And really, you just want to put him in your pocket anyway, you
Well,
know.
and then him, the priest, the ministers and stuff, they come up with that plan, you know, to kind of trick Will down at her, saying, "Hey,
Yeah,
So and so.
if you get rid
can't
of the
have two women in the house.
yeah, if you get rid of
Yeah.
her, then the what was her name? The widow Sarah Tallane, she would be a shoo-in to come and you could get marry her, you know.
Mhm.
And they kind of, but they ended up together anyway, even though the lady started bitching about him making that announcement, you know. And
Yeah,
that's
it was
where all
just
the
effective. That was the thing. It
yeah,
was just
it's where all the conflict came in with the brother, really, you know.
I don't know, fun movie.
Yeah, definitely watch it. It's free on Pluto TV as when this video is posted.
So there you go. All right, free on Pluto, and
Yeah,
me,
Pluto.
I'm always a big physical media guy.
Yeah.
So you know,
Mm.
you can get that on Blu-ray. You can get a really nice copy on Blu-ray. Eventually, you know, they're gonna have to do a 4K of that in
Yeah.
Technicolor,
They do
with
have
film and everything.
they do have a 4K remaster, but they put it on a Blu-ray disc probably because it's cheaper. But it's through a company called Olive, and it's called this version is called the Olive Premium, and
Mm.
it's got like it's supposed to have like the most amazing picture and sound. That's why
Yeah,
when we were watching it on Prime, I'm like, I think they got that
Yes.
ripped
got
from
that
the
copy.
See,
Yeah.
I bought it on Prime for $5. It was on sale.
Oh, nice.
I
There you go.
and I saw that and I was like, man, I can't pass that up. That's you know, I
Nah,
could
that's
just
too
man.
good. That's
too
too
good to
good.
pass
It's
up. You know.
looks beautiful on your TV,
Yeah.
and it sounds awesome too.
Yeah, and you're gonna
Yeah.
want to watch it every year. So
Seriously, you
it's
will.
an investment, you know,
Yeah.
and it's something you can sit down with the kids, your family, your
Yeah.
parents, your grandparents. Everyone's gonna watch it and love it.
You know what?
It's just a
I'll
classic.
probably be dreaming I'm in the Quiet Man tonight. You know, when I go to bed.
Yeah,
I'll
you'll be
dream.
dreaming of the sheep.
You're gonna be like, you all poop so much.
I dream of the Quiet Man. That's so wrong.
I hope I get the dream
Yeah.
of me being an Emmanuel. So
Oh, jeez.
we might do that one
Well,
in the future, folks.
that's
Okay,
that's
well, we can
that's
wrap it up on that.
It's a classic.
All right, but yeah, please go out and watch The Quiet Man. And if you want to get a hold of us, you can get a hold of us at spitballcinema@gmail.com. And we'd love to hear your comments. Really would.
Please
So,
like and subscribe.
yes.
Forward a
Mhm.
show to a friend and say these guys do a pretty good job.
Yeah,
Okay.
they mostly don't suck.
That's
Yeah,
right. And we
there you
got shorts out, so check out
Yeah,
our
we have some
shorts.
shorts out now. And so, yeah, check them out.
All right, well, there we go. Well, I think that wraps it up for now. I'm Shane.
I'm Scott.
I'm David.
All right, guys, thanks so much for coming. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
We love you.
Bye.
Ministry. It's a wonderful picture. The finest ever brought to the screen by John Ford, and he's won 3 Academy Awards. His direction makes unforgettable the performances of John Wayne, Maureen O'Hara, Barry Fitzgerald, and Victor McLaglen.